I'm Ben, and today I'm using the 3M sanding kit and restoration kit for headlights. You can see that headlight is significantly cleaner and better looking than this one. I have washed this like the instructions have said. I've also taped everything up to prevent any of the sanding wheels. It does come with several of the 500 grit sand. You can kind of see I've sanded a little bit right here. The whole purpose is to make it, so you get all of the grit off. And it basically says to go in a circular motion. And you can see already, Weston, can you see this here? How much of this has actually come clean, or how can you see that pretty good?
It looks kind of dirty.
Well, come up closer to it here. You see the difference between here and here. Definitely gotta take that haze off of there. When it says it's starting to no longer work, you're supposed to change pads, and you can kind of see how it's starting to already be a little bit dull. So I'll need to change that here in just a second. Right. We'll go back over it again with another new sanding block here. Perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to change out that 500. We'll put that off to the side so don't get it confused. I've got some other ones over here. You can see I've got a 500, an 800, 1,000, 3,000. And they give you several each disc. Just right on there. Obviously, the better this is done, the cleaner it's going to look ongoing. You want to get rid of all of the scratches in the headlight so it's nice and smooth all the way around. Undoubtedly, I think it's going to look better than it ever did. What do you think there, Weston? How's it looking?
Doesn't look as good as the other headlight.
Well, obviously not.
Probably looks worse than it did earlier.
Yes, it does look a lot worse than it did before. It says to use quite a bit of pressure. The next one is use medium pressure. You can see it's You want to grab another one there?
Yep. The same pile?
Yep.
For like 500?
Yep, same with 500. Okay, I think we're about ready to go to the next set here. I don't see any other pieces that need to be done. I think it all looks even, and the instructions basically what it says it needs to look like. It all needs to be even. Okay. All right, you want to pause that real quick? Okay, so the next step is we basically we wipe this off here, get all the debris off here. And all the excess off. Yeah, there's a dry one here. There we go. Somehow that got a little bit of liquid on there. Looks pretty good. There are lots of scratches on here, and that's what the instructions say. So that's okay. That's what we're going to go to the 1000 grit, or the 800 I should say. So we're going to take that off. We got an 800 now. And we repeat. Oops. Hope I put that on the right way, wouldn't it? Okay, so we basically continue down the same path here. There's only 2 of these, so there's not as many of the sanding pads. Use the same high pressure here. Basically, I did the 1 all the way down. The reason why ours was different is we had a headlight totally replaced on the other side, and this side was the original. So it's definitely different. Yeah, you can tell how it looks frosted, a little bit different frosted color here. Jeff changes the whole color of the lens. It's different. That's a finer grit, I should say. Looking pretty good here. I think we'll wipe off everything and do it again with the other. Yeah. Wipe that off here. Oh, it's definitely a lot prettier. There's less, the scratches are not as, they're a lot finer than when they were before. You can see that, how much less. You can see the scratches, they're a lot less pronounced than they were. So I need another 800 disc. Okay, now we'll just do it again. want to do this video in real time and not fast forward through it, so everybody can see actually how long the process will take. There's less and less plastic coming off of this. Nice. Not seeing any large scratches, which is really good here. That looks pretty good. Is there any other 800s over there?
800s?
Yeah.
There is 2 more.
2 more 800s?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's wait this off here.
Do another?
Yeah, get another one for me. Okay. See how there's less stuff coming off of here? Which is a good sign.
Is that a good sign?
Yep. We'll have to pause it here in a second after we get to the next step to we'll have to go get a water bottle. There was a lot more coming off there. You get this side over here, any Weston? Alright, let's wipe that down.
I could see the light bulbs again.
Yeah, you can.
Bye-bye, light bulb.
Yeah. Maybe one more disc there, Eric. Weston. 800, please. Is that the last 800?
You've got some 500s. 2 of them will equal 1,000, and then you just subtract 2.
Okay. That's looking pretty good. That corner seems to be the hardest one that I'm doing here. Okay. It's pretty cool looking. I mean, how that sands that off. One more time, go around it. just to make sure I've got it pretty well sanded off here. All right, I think we'll pause that video here real quick and go get us water. Okay, so now we're gonna go to from the 800 to the 1000. We've got our spray bottle here. We're going to add the 1000 grit there. And we're gonna wipe this down here. Spray it down. And also this. It's basically a wet sand. And we don't want this to get dry while we're sanding. So we'll make sure that we go through one whole sand. You want to keep it wet while you're sanding, that's for sure. And it should already start to look a lot cleaner, as you can see. And there's 1000 grit sandpaper to do both headlights. We're only doing one headlight, so it says you want to do basically 2 passes with each. That's what we're going to do.
What are you doing right now? What number?
This is 1000 grit. So yeah, you can see it's already a lot cleaner already, and we haven't even put the chemical on it yet. So that is that, and we'll wipe this down here. See how there's almost no scratches of any kind on there now. It's got a nice smooth surface there. So now we're ready for the 3000 grit there, and we do the exact same thing. And you don't want to use as much force, but you want to make sure it's all wet. Once again, there's only one of these, so you kind of have to use sparingly if you're using 2 of them. You can see how there's a little bit of like a milky look to it. What do you think there, Weston? It looks pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah.
With each one of these passes, it looks like it's getting clean. The bulb's getting cleaner and cleaner here. You see it, you know? It's pretty crazy. All right, I think that's it there. So now we gotta add the chemical on here. So while I go open that, we'll pause this video real quick. So I opened up this the rubbing compound material. It says to use a 1/4 size on the other side of the sponge, not the grit side, obviously. And rub that in, and then when it gets dry, you're supposed to add more of the quarter size on there. And there's 2 packs, 1 for each headlight. All right. Part of it is liquid, so it's a lot there. It's really wanting to come out there quite a bit. I think we're going to be just getting ready to wipe this stuff off here pretty soon. I used probably 7/8 of this container. All right. Oops, I left it on my pants. Not good. But, alright, pause that video real quick. Okay, so basically, all we're going to do at this point in time is take off the tape carefully from your vehicle. Oops. If you have any rust on your vehicle, I would strongly suggest be careful about how you put your tape on there. Alright. And so now, I'm just going to wipe that down. All that residue off there. And looks a lot better. I'll wipe this down here real quick. Get all that soap stuff off the car. That is pretty much all there is to it. And if you stand back, you should be able to notice a big difference between the one versus the other. Now, if you want to make it a little bit cleaner, it basically says you can repeat the steps 10 through 17 if needed. And that completes the video. So I'm Ben, and thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about what I do, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Thanks.